Hello, it's been an honor for me to be with such an accomplished individuals and to be able to present my perspective before you. I would like to introduce myself, Sanjay Saxena, work experience teacher at Kendriya Vidyalaya number 2, Jhansi Kent, and I will give you a walk around of my work which we are continuing here since 1 year, and I hope you will enjoy work experience education and Atal Tinkering Lab. As you know very well, we do a lot of work in work experience education. The main purpose is to enable the children to discover their real interest and aptitude, which would be helpful to them in selecting suitable courses of study and occupations later on. The second thing is, since work occupies a prominent position in the life and well-being of an individual and a country, work education should have a pride of place in the school curriculum as a means of achieving self-reliance and as a preparation for adult life. And the third is developing appropriate work skills which can help the children to become productive and self-reliant in meeting their day-to-day needs and those of their families and communities. The main areas of our interest are electrical engineering, electrical energy, renewable and non-renewable energy, environment, magnetic effects of electric current, general management, quality control, imparting real education, innovation, experimentation, and utilization of the waste material. The second second platform is Atal Tinkering Lab, which is uh, Atal Tinkering Lab is a Government of India initiative to create an environment of scientific temperament, innovation, creativity amongst the students. As you can see from the figure itself, the Atal Tinkering Lab is having these three areas. The first one is a 3D printer, the printing technology. Then second one is DIY kits, do it yourself kits, means you have to assemble the ready-made kits. And the third one is the robotic kits. These are also ready-made kits are there which help the students to develop innovation, imagine the things, and whatever the imagination they can bring it into the practical life. These all the three fields are based on STEM. STEM is nothing but S stands for science, T for technology, E for engineering, and M for mathematics. Now, this Atal Tinkering Lab is based on the AIM. AIM is a flagship program of Niti Aayog. Atal Innovation Mission and Self-Employment and Talent Utilization are government's endeavor to promote a cultural innovation and entrepreneurship, startup business, and other self-employment activities, particularly in technology-driven areas. The objective is to foster curiosity, creativity, and imagination in young minds and inculcate skills such as design mindset, conceptual thinking, adaptive learning, physical computing, etc., to understand how and why of STEM. STEM is nothing but science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, as I told you earlier, we are having the ready-made DIY kits which are based on ready-made electronic circuits. So on the screen you are able to see a ready-made electronic circuit which is called Arduino. Arduino is an open source electronic prototyping platform based on flexible, easy to use hardware and software. This is the hardware which you are seeing on the screen. It's having a microcontroller, input ports, output ports, power supply, and USB port. And it works on software. So, to run the software, we require an application which is first installed on the computer, and this Arduino is connected to that, and we can decode the program as per our requirement. Now these Arduinos are of different varieties. So what are these types? The first one which you are watching here is Arduino Uno. This is called Arduino Uno. This one is second one is Arduino Mega, then Redboard, then Arduino Leonardo, and the smallest one is the LilyPad Arduino. These all the 5 types of Arduino are having applications. They are having different applications in uh, assembling and utilizing or making automatic machines of different nature. So the mainly we are using Arduino Uno. Next, as I told you, it works on the software. So first we have to upload the program with the help of a computer or a laptop. Now here I would like to show you the glowing or blinking of the two LEDs. You can observe the blinking of both onboard LED and separate LED circuit on the breadboard. Breadboard is nothing but this whiteboard. Whiteboard is used for making connections of electronic components without soldering. Because with this board you can make or break the circuit anytime as per your requirement. Here you can see the connecting wires which are connected to the output port of the Arduino, and here is the USB port which is going directly to the computer or a laptop. We have decoded the program for blinking of LED. There are number of programs depending upon the uses. So here we have tried to show you the blinking of LEDs. Next equipment which we require for making automatic models is motors, the DC motors. You might have seen in the Vidyalaya the students use all these small types of motor for making science projects. Someone will make windmill or car or moving object, something like that. So these motors are very small, they are very cheap and runs on low voltage and consume very less power. These are called single shaft L-shaped 150 RPM DC motors. So I would like to show you how it works. This is the working model of a motor. Inside model you can see here when we pass electricity via these brushes and commutator, it goes to the rotor coil and it starts rotating in a static magnetic field. And this rotational power, this is mechanical power which we can use it to run any machine, any wheel, any car or any object for our machine. The next thing which we require is the sensor. Sensor, as you know, now these days it's becoming a part of our life. Sensor is a device that is frequently used to detect and respond to some type of input and from the physical environment. So what kind of input is that? You can see here in the figure input signal and output signal via this sensor. So when sensor needs an input signal, it analyzes it and produces output signal as per our requirement. The specific input could be a light. If we want to make smart lights, smart switching lights, we need a sensor. So that is called light sensor or LDR, light dependent resistance or photodiode. If you want to sense the heat, it's called heat sensor. If you want to sense the motion, it's a motion sensor. Moisture, it's humidity sensor, pressure sensor. Then different kinds of other sensors are also there, like methane sensor, alcohol sensor. Depends upon the uses, what kind of model you are making, what kind of equipment you are making. Now, what's the need of a sensor? Sensors are omnipresent. Without the use of sensor, there could be no automation. For automation to reach its full potential, it's not enough for machines to simply use information efficiently, and they must also be able to gather information in new and innovative ways. Without an occupancy sensor, smart lighting controls won't be feasible. Without a smoke detector, automated sprinkler system won't be able to function properly. Similarly, without cameras and lidars and radar detectors, autonomous driving would not be possible. So what I mean to say is, without sensor, you can't make an automatic machine and you cannot go for automation. So there are number of sensors available in the market, out of which I just try to show you these 4 sensors. The first one is ultrasonic sensor. Ultrasonic sensor is used for uh, sensing the distant objects, means distance from the object and to the object. Here at the bottom you are seeing LDR, this is called light dependent resistance, or a photodiode, which can be used as for automatic switching. This on the right side you see here as IR sensor, it's called infrared sensor. It is basically used for security systems and alarm systems. And at the bottom there is passive IR sensor, it's called motion sensor, which senses the motion. You might have seen in the shopping malls, when you enter, automatic doors are there. As soon as you enter, the door opens, and when you pass the door it closes. So this is all is done by this motion sensor. Now I would like to show you the video of the basic tools and instruments we are using.
ये तो मेन है, सोल्डिंग तो वैसे डायरेक्ट कोई भी कर देगा, उठा के इसको गर्म करेंगे। हेल्पिंग हैंड के साथ किया किसी ने? तो यहाँ पे क्या है, हेल्पिंग हैंड के साथ ही यूज करना है। डायरेक्ट नहीं कि डायरेक्ट हमने स्विच में लगाया और प्लेट ले ली हाथ में उसको लगा रहे हैं, ऐसे नहीं करना है। यहाँ पे हेल्पिंग हैंड का यूज करना है, ठीक है। इजी बनाना है उसको, वर्क को क्या करना है हमें, इजी बनाना है। कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, हाथ पे भी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, हाथ में गिर जाता है वो।
Here in this basic training you may not be able to see me, but some of our senior teachers you can find, they are helping me, and the students are being explained about the instruments and the tools which are used for making the models or making the desired machines, how to use the tools, the name of the tools, etc.
और ये आपका क्या है, बॉल पेन है, दोनों साइड, ठीक है। हाँ, बॉल पेन है, बॉल एक साइड बना हुआ है, एक साइड क्या है, प्लेन है। हाँ हाँ, ये वाला है, स्टील साफ हैमर बोलते हैं इसको। नाम तो काफी टाइप्स के हैं, बट हाँ स्टील साफ हैमर बोलते हैं इसको, ठीक है। ये आपका बॉल पेन है, इधर बॉल है, उधर प्लेन है। अच्छा, ये पता है किसको, ये क्या है? देखा किसी ने? बोलते हैं इसको। देखो, गलती आपकी नहीं है, हमारी भी कोई गलती नहीं है, क्योंकि इंडिया में अभी कुछ 3-4 साल पहले ही आया हुआ है। जापान में सबसे ज़्यादा यूज होता है इसका, सबसे पहले यूज कहाँ पे हुआ है इसका, जापान में। अभी आप मैकेनिकल की कंपनी में गए हो, तो मैकेनिकल की बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी होती है, तो मशीनें होती हैं, उसमें जितनी भी मशीनें होती है ना, सब क्या होती है, एलेंकी से खुलती है। एलेंकी बोलते हैं इसको, लिख लो इसको, एलेंकी।
इसकी स्पेलिंग है ALLEN, और या फिर इसको L बोलो, L शेप होता है ना, L कीज, ALLEN, एलन की, एलन की का स्पेलिंग होगी KEY, ठीक है।
लिख लो भाई, ALLEN, एलेंकी।
और अदरवाइज शॉर्ट फॉर्म में L की।
हाँ, L दिख रहा है ना आपको, बस L की को लगाना है, बस एलेंकी। याद रहेगा, भूल मत जाना। बट अभी बोलेंगे कि पता नहीं आपको कौन आया था, बता देंगे। ये किसी को भी याद नहीं रहता, मैं काफी स्कूलों में ट्रेनिंग के लिए गया हूँ ना, वो देखते रहते हैं, सब पता नहीं जाएगा। और आज के टाइम में घर में भी यूज होने लगा है।
So after going through the basic training about the tools and instruments, so we have made one two-wheel car, as you can see here. The students of our Vidyalaya, they just tried to assemble these components, and you see here we have tried to make a two-wheel car. This is also called an object finder robot or a gap finder robot. So how it works, it will move wherever the object will go, or you can make it wherever it will move in the gaps. So you can see here we have used Arduino here. This is breadboard you are finding. This red one is the motor controller for DC motor. These two are the wheels, and here it is ultrasonic sensor. So at the bottom picture you can see we have used the power bank to run this robot, This is USB cable. When you place the USB cable here in this socket, it will start moving, and wherever you take the objects, it will follow the object and it will move wherever the object will go. The second one is the line follower robot. It will follow the line. When you draw a line, it will run on that particular line. It will not go here and there. So same equipments are used for this. Only the difference is the software program. We have to decode the programming part. Again, you can see here breadboard, Arduino. This is 9-volt battery. These yellow are the two. These two are the two motors, DC motors, and here in the center, this black one is the switch. So how it looks like from the top, you can see here this Arduino. This one is the power supply. Here the battery, you can see these two wheels, and it works. When you connect to the battery, it will start moving, and it will move on the line, on that particular line. So the next activity we did is we made a smart dustbin. Dustbin you might have seen. You have to open the dustbin, but here we have made the dustbin which will automatically open as soon as you put the garbage in it. So for this project we use this motor, servo motor. This is called servo motor, which moves on at 180 degree, that is from 0 to 180 degrees. And this is ultrasonic sensor. We are trying to fit it at the lid of the dustbin. Again, you see here we are using breadboard, Arduino Uno, these connecting wires, and this is the plastic dustbin. You can see here at the lid we have mounted the ultrasonic sensor, and at the joint of lid and the bucket we have placed the servo motor. So, and after fixing all these things, we have made the connections as per this diagram. You can see after connecting, I'll show you the video how it works. You can see the video here how it works, and on the top you will find the actual photo of the dustbin where we have placed the Arduino and the power bank. You see how it's working. It's very easy to make. There is no complication. Just you have to assemble and you have to decode the program for the servo motor. Here we have to decode for motor. Next, I would like to show you my Atal Tinkering Lab, where you can find the students are coming here and they are having hands-on experience with the DIY kits. You can see here the students are busy with mechanical kits, and at the bottom these students have developed a model of an aircraft. This is called DIY aerospace kit. Again, in this picture also the students are getting hands-on experience of assembling DIY kits, and in the center you can find here the students are learning about the working of a 3D printer. Here instructor is there who has supplied this machine, and he is explaining about the different parts and its working. So all these students are learning and then they are using it. In the third picture you can see these students have developed a windmill with mechanical kit, and it runs with the remote. Again, in this picture the students are busy in making a drone. They are assembling a drone and they have flied it, and they have learned about its functions, lifting, left, right, landing, all these things. They are doing it practically. And here is the interactive session. Before assembling these DIY kits, we used to tell the students about all the components, their assembly part via this PowerPoint presentation. So it becomes very easy for the students to understand the things, and then they do it very easily. Here at the bottom you can see the students of class 6th. They are making a car with this mechanical kit. Here I would like to show you one mechanical kit assembly.
बैटरी प्रॉब्लम
You can watch the video.
सर वही बैटरी प्रॉब्लम,
वही बैटरी डिस्चार्ज
बैटरी लो कर दें थोड़ा।
देख लो थोड़ा अच्छा। इतना ही चल रहा है, रुक रुक के क्यों चल रहा है?
नहीं सर कुछ दिक्कत हो गई सर, अभी तो बहुत तेज चल रही थी सर, बैटरी प्रॉब्लम हो गई।
तो उसकी बैटरियाँ चार्ज करने वाली है।
So next activity, that is the 6th activity, we have tried to make automatic street lights using LDR. You can see here these LED lights are there. Around 5 to 10 LED lights are there which are being connected through this electronic circuit and LDR. This is called LDR control LED lights, means there is no on off switch. The LEDs will glow automatically in the dark and in the light, or they will switch off automatically. We don't require any manual switching. So one more project is made by the student of class 7th who has tried to make this study lamp with waste material. You can see here it's working like this. Now the main part of the Atal Tinkering Lab is the printing. It's called a 3D printing. So as you can see on the screen, I have written 2D and 3D. You can find the difference between these two. You see I have written 2D means only 2-dimensional and 3D means only 3 dimensions. In 2D means there is only one y-axis and x-axis. That means the normal printing, you can see when you take a paper printout, it's only 2-dimensional. It's only having on 2 faces. But in case of 3D, it is having one more face, that is called the top face. Front face, side face, and the top face is x-axis. This one is x-axis, y-axis, and this one is z-axis. So with the picture itself you can find out what kind of image you are getting out of it. These two are the 3D printing machines which we are having in the lab. You can see here this roll it's having the plastic wire which is melted here on the platform of these 3D machines, and it forms layer by layer to reach this shape. It takes a lot of time to develop a particular shape, and this is all done by computer. So here you can see different kinds of colorful objects you can make on this printer. So what's the need of this printing? This is empowering young creators. Now at present you see 3D printers acts as a facilitators for imparting real-world applications and knowledge in domains of mechanical engineering, mathematics, science and architecture, to name a few. Secondly, the reaction of the students by visually seeing and physically touching the objects are a huge part of the day and fuels limitless creativity and vision and test their ideas on real spaces. And the third important part of this 3D printing is in the classroom. Your classroom becomes the place of practical application and hands-on discovery, and it enhances these following features. First one is interest from designing part to manufacturing. The student learns about the designing first, then printing it, and you can say it as manufacturing it. Then second, the student learns interactivity, how they can interact with the machine. Machine means a printer, a 3D printer. Then the third one is it promotes problem solving skills. it sparks creativity and innovation, and finally it creates excitement among them. So whatever the object they are making, after seeing the final object, they are so excited that their that their confidence level increases. Now, how we do the printing? These are the three steps with which we can make the printout. First is modeling, then file export, then slicing the file export. It is you have to learn it practically when you will come to the lab. Here you can see the picture of filament. As I told you, this plastic wire of different color, it's a plastic that consumed by the printer. Various types of filaments which are being available in the market are ABS, PLA, PVA, nylon, resin, all are plastic based. So mainly we are using PLA, it's called the polylactic acid. And these are the final printouts. What There is no end to imagination. Whatever you imagine, you can develop on these 3D printers. You can make a drone, you can make these gaming toys, you can make this mobile stand, a cube, a cup, coasters, key rings, anything you imagine. And after this, after doing all these activities, we are working with some more initiatives. The students are able to develop. Uh, the first one is the tea bag mixing robot. This we call it as the creative initiatives by the students. They are so much excited to assemble the things and get the machines of their dreams. The first one is the tea bag mixing robotic arm. It works with this one, a joystick, then smart goggles for blind person. These goggles are having ultrasonic sensor, Arduino, and electronic buzzer. Then robotic arm using flex sensors, then motion activated buzzer, then the printing technology, the drone applications, vertical gardening, water sanitation, biotech, and use of sensors for automation, etc. There is no end. A lot of things are there, and each and everything is practical. Finally, after doing all these activities, finally the main purpose is to identification and utility of components and their applications. It increases the confidence and hope among the students. They can understand the easy and difficult part of the project. Four square problem: creativity, motivation for science, technology, engineering, and management. Role of information and computer technology in our daily life. Concept of artificial intelligence and robotics. They ask the questions related to electrical engineering and the creative craft work. There are all endless things they are learning, and the outcome of all these things are what we are getting at the end is human resource, creativity, conserve energy, save environment, save nature, skill-based development, proper disposal of garbage, say no to plastics, etc. So at the end, I would like to thank respected AC Madam and Principal Sir for giving this opportunity to showcase the work we are doing here in this Vidyalaya. And thanks for being here today and taking the time to listen patiently to what I had to say. I wish you all a blessed day. Thank you very much.